Good afternoon, Immunotech family. Welcome once again to our daily Zoom for the Power Week. And this is day 5. It's incredible, all the support and enthusiasm that everybody is being demonstrated during the week. And I just want to, give a big shout out to everyone who has shared their, thoughts and tips on the chat. And I love yesterday, Del Puerini, she posted a quote that I think it was so appropriate when she said, being positive doesn't mean you don't ever have negative thoughts. It just means you don't let those thoughts control your life. I love that, and that's a reality. So don't let those negative thoughts control your life. And some of you, many of you also share your results yesterday, starting with Brenda Duncan. She says she loved the app. And yesterday, she received a referral from one of her own customers that, used the app. So great results, Brenda. Congratulations. Deborah Hart finally started to distribute her samples yesterday. So kudos to you, Deborah. Poster, love the photo, still in the snow, getting ready to go to an appointment, and of course, with your extra sharp on hand. Very appropriate. And everybody, how about Sandy Walter, right? She inspired so many of you and of us yesterday. Great, everybody was, putting message of love to you, Sandy. So thank you so much for your inspiration. And Stephanie Mayer, she was able to talk to someone who showed up in her home to sell solar power systems. Can you believe that? And she took that opportunity not only to listen to what he had to say, but also he had to listen to what she had to say. So, and that created a relationship right there. So kudos to you, Stephanie and Giancy, delivering products. I mean, thank you for your support. Dila Creeley, he reached out to someone she hadn't been in touch for 10 years, and she got the courage to contact that person, and she got a response, and now she's in conversation. So good for you, Dila. And Debbie Jackson. Wow. She's also taking action with Sandy's ABC, the Always Be Closing Perspective. So congrats to you, Debbie, and to everyone. Because even though you don't write things on the chat, I know you're all taking action and making things happen for you and your business. So thank you all so much. And now I'm gonna give the microphone to Sarah to continue with the call. Go ahead, Sarah. Are you there,
Actually, it's
Sarah?
me, Alberto.
Oh, to you, Linda?
Alberto.
To
Yes,
Linda
I'm still here,
Castillo.
Alberto.
Go ahead, Linda.
You're so funny, Alberto. You did that to me in the Spanish one too. Are you trying to get rid of me?
Never, never, never.
Well, hey guys, it's so much fun to be here with you today. We had a fabulous Spanish call, but this Zoom with you guys is so inspiring. I think that when I look at the chat and I realize, gosh, everything that you guys have going on, the things that you're learning and you're taking in on this chat and how you're putting them into practice. That is what's most impressive. And so today we just want to share some more tips. We promised that we were going to share tips every single day. In addition, have a guest speaker. And so today we're just going to share some more tips. Alberto, if you are you able to pull it up on the screen? So I was in Austin yesterday. Today I'm driving to San Antonio to meet up with Dr. Ruben Restrepo and his wife Diana, and just a wonderful couple doing business out there in San Antonio. And so I pulled over on the side of the road. Thank you so much, Alberto, for pulling that up. Okay, so the tips for today. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, it's kind of what you guys have already been talking about. As I'm reading the chat and as I'm hearing Alberto just summarize it, I'm like, you guys are already doing these things. Events are a great way to get in front of a group of people, whether it's a grand opening. For some of you, I know that you've done this virtually too. I saw the comments about having the virtual events, but having a grand opening, and even if it's been a while that you've been in Immunotech and you've already had that grand opening way back when, why not have another one, right? A customer appreciation event. I've seen this work in so many ways. Customers can never be thanked enough for doing the business and for supporting you in your business. And so whether you have, again, a virtual event or whether you have one in person, having an event where you can invite all your current customers, maybe even tell them, hey, if you bring, either in person or virtual, if you bring someone new, a new friend that I've not met to this event with you, you'll get X, Y, or Z, or I'll do X, Y, or Z, or maybe your name will go into a raffle to win something. So that helps you. That creates an opportunity for you to get in front of people. Those referrals, right? If you tell me that, I'd probably pull out my sisters, my neighbors, someone that could come with me so that I could get something free. Who doesn't want anything free, right? If it's free, it's for me. And so these events give you that opportunity to get in front of a good number of people at one time. Randy and Jaime have been talking about these things and how these events could be really great pumps of energy for your business. But let's look at the next tip. And this next tip is so important too, because people who provide services. That was something that Alberto just talked about that happened in the chat, right? Someone came to your house, that person is providing a service to you. And what did you do? You turned right back around and offered Immunotech. And this is something that's easy to do. I know I've heard Lou mention before how he's talked about Immunotech to people, to waitresses, to waiters that have served them at restaurants, people who provide that service. We all have them, whether it's someone who cleans your house, someone who mows your lawn, someone who does your manicure, pedicure, your barber that you go to every month who takes care of your hair. We all have people who serve us. And those are people that are likely to listen to us, right? Because they're serving you, they're providing a service to you. And now you can easily turn around and say, hey, thanks for the last 5 years that you've been taking care of my lawn. I appreciate it. But guess what? I have something I want to share with you now. One of the things when you're going out to a restaurant, and I kind of experienced this when I was talking, when I was out in Austin, you go out to a restaurant and you have someone like in this picture who's serving you. So think about that. Someone is serving you. They're probably walking around. A lot of waiters today are overworked. Restaurants are understaffed and they don't get a lot of thank yous. They don't get a lot of people who take the time to notice them beyond, hey, I need more water or I need more tea. So turning around and telling someone, how many jobs, asking them, how many jobs do you work? I was surprised yesterday. We ran into a waiter someone who had said they had 4 jobs. And so being able to offer, whether it's an energy booster or sample, or maybe even just a business card, is great. Now, what about all of you that are coming to Dallas for ImmunoFest? You're going to fly here, you're going to drive here. One way or another, you're going to travel here. When you're on an airplane, why not talk to someone, the person that's next to you, about what you're doing, about the products? Everyone that's flying here for ImmunoFest, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be able to invite that person to come to Discover Immunotech. And so why not do that? Everyone who lives in the Dallas area, if they live there, great. They will be able to come and see what Immunotech is all about. And those are the tips we have for you today. And so now I just want to introduce someone so important. He's no stranger to you guys. You guys have seen his participation in the chat. He has sent us some motivational information over the course of this week, but he is also a person of great character. And I think that's one of the things I appreciate about him the most. He has a wonderful character, a great disposition, a huge heart to serve. He has been in Immunotech for well over 20 years. He has been a part of the Millionaires Club. He has just earned so much recognition in Immunotech, and we just can't appreciate and love him enough. Foster, I know that today was not your day, and so I'm going to give you a shout out, my friend, because today was not your day to present. Things happen, we all know it, but hey, in classic Foster style, you said, don't worry, I'm here, I'll step in. Guys, let's give a huge digital, virtual applause and welcome and huge appreciation to our wonderful executive diamond, Foster Owusu. Foster, the mic is yours, my friend.
Linda, you are beyond amazing. And of course, with my old buddy, Alberto, when he calls on me, I can't even say no. And of course, now with Sarah, oh my goodness. So folks, we're gonna do this. I was scheduled for Sunday, no excuse, but we're gonna do the best we can. Let me begin by saying that to me personally, this Power Week is beyond phenomenal. starting with Mauricio, and of course, we had John and then Angelo. And eventually we had Sandy yesterday. She just rocked my world. And of course, I'm being a little partial here. She's my Canadian queen here, but she's been with Immunitech, as you all know, from day one. But for me, whether it's at a training or church, wherever I go to, I always want some takeaways. I don't like to go to an event and then at the end, it was just a good event. I've been taking notes and benefiting from this Power Week, and I came to the conclusion that after this, why not get in the habit of Power Day, Power Hour, Power Minute, where you make every opportunity count. You know, one of the things I always tell people is God gives us 2 gifts every day. And if you're taking note, for me, this is what I want you to take from my first key point. God gives us gifts every day. And these 2 gifts, one of them is a choice. It's a choice. And the other is a chance. Think about this carefully. You made it, you know, you may not have the record of who did not make it today. You made it today. So apart from the fact that you've been given a chance, now you have a choice to do something with what you have. You know, we set goals, and sometimes people wonder, why do we set goals? Well, we set goals because, as you already know, we set goals because, you know, we always want to make what I call tomorrow better than yesterday. That's why we set goals. We want to make, you know, tomorrow better than yesterday. And some of you have heard my story in different parts, and today's not this, you know, the platform to get into all the details. But I used to tell people, and I still tell when I'm doing my own one-on-one, that I was broke as a joke. And that was not a joke. I was broke as a joke because when you need to go out, let's say on a date, and you find an every excuse not to go, that's a joke. Who would not like to go on a date? You know, who would not like to go on vacation? Who would not like to spend quality and quantity time with your family? But you know, all those things cost money. But because I was broke, I was always coming out with excuses. You know, I've shared this, and you know, some of you probably think it was something I made up. Before my wife and I got married, I told them places that we'll go. You know, we'll go to London, we'll go to Paris, we'll go to Kingston. And she bought into that idea. And this is serious stuff. What she did not know is in the province of Ontario, where we live, we have, you know, London, Ontario. We have Kingston, Ontario. We have, you know, Paris, Ontario. And I said those things to make sure that I was protecting myself in case I did not make a lot of money. At least those places were within reach. And guess what? I've taken her to all those places. So I remember in the early years when she said, when are we gonna go to those places you mentioned? I said, well, we've already been there. When I started telling her, she go, really? Is that what you meant? Fortunately, we've been to other parts like Jamaica and all that. So she's actually seen the real other. But as a way of you knowing, I was broke. And before I give you some real meat on this particular presentation is the fact that just think about those of us living in Canada or USA. When the cell phone boom was taking place, at least here in Canada, in 1999, I, for Owusu, could not even qualify for a cell phone due to bad credit. That's how low it was. So when I say I was broke as a joke, that is not make-up stuff. Because back then, if you don't have a good credit, you don't just get a cell phone in Canada. It wasn't allowed. But I remember the years that I came into Immunitech, and after some time, things started really looking really good for me. Really, really good, where I came from a background where literally, at some point, it's like probably in Canada and people back in Africa, I was probably the richest in my family. So I said, man, if it wasn't because of Immunitech, I would not be able to support my nieces and nephews that I helped, that they went to college in Africa. Some got their master's degree. All this came out of the Immunitech opportunity. And then at some point, I did something really crazy that to me, I thought it was the coolest stuff because I had leased certain vehicles, some, takeover vehicles. But then at one point, when things started going very well for me in Immunitech, I said, I need to try something. Now that I've cleaned up my credit and everything is going good, let me just call a dealership and see if I can actually order a car over the telephone without going there. For me, it was just my own inspiration. This may not get you excited. I wanted a black Lincoln MKX. I called the leadership. I asked them what is required. I told them everything. They asked me how much I could put down. I asked them how much they needed. I did everything over the phone. They asked me, when do you need it by? This was like Monday. I said, can you deliver it by Friday? Why is this important? Well, we are here getting to month end, and we need to close strong. And one of the things that we can do by closing strong is the fact that when we start setting goals, it's not just about you. I want everybody in Immunitech to start thinking about this. When we start setting goals, it's not just about John Solidar, Dr. Pelayo, or Rosa Ophelia. You can set goals to help others. And I'm saying this because Dr. Martin Luther King, he said something. He said, life's most important, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? What are you doing for others? This is from Dr. Martin Luther King. And I remember when I was getting ready to go to achieve the rank of Executive Diamond, which was one of the pivotal moments in my Immunitech highlight, I started reaching out to every venture consultant who was on my team, who was ready to do something. I remember, some of you may remember from the old magazine, the Focus magazine, I was featured. This was at a time when my volume jumped from several hundred to almost 960,000 points. But that did not happen because I was such a Superman. Like right now, I've been called to, this afternoon to deliver. Not because I was a Superman. I'm inspired by Alberto, Linda, Sarah, and everybody who's here because you're cheering me on. I started reaching out to every venture consultant who wanted to go silver. Every silver consultant wanted to go gold. Every silver who wanted to go, and gold who wanted to go diamond, and diamond who wanted to go executive diamond. As a result of that, some people made it to silver from venture, some made it to gold, some made it to diamond, and we even got executive diamond out of it. Unfortunately, she's passed, and another diamond who also rose through rank also passed. This is just a little bit about my story, but I can tell you, the spotlight, the fame, and everything that happened during that time would not have happened if I did not reach out to help somebody. So the same quote from Martin Luther King, if you think about this, is a powerful one. Some of us, sometimes we focus so much on ourselves, but we don't really realize that if we can think about who else can we help, it can be amazing. Final, think about this. The month of January is the beginning of 2022. If every single person in Immunitech, not just those of us listening in today, if every one of us make the effort to reach out to somebody and say, how can I help you get to the next rank? And the names that I mentioned, whether it's John Solidar, whether it's Dr. Pelayo, whether it's Rosa Ophelia, if all of us can reach out to somebody and say, how can I help you close this month strong? We can definitely make our tomorrow far greater than today. So back to you all. We have delivered.
Oh, wow, Foster, thank you so much. You said something, and I put it in the chat because I'm in my car, so I couldn't find a pin. I was like, but you said God gives us a choice and a chance, 2 gifts every day, a choice and a chance. That one sentence in itself is so powerful. You have chosen to suit up every single day, and that's why you are where you are. And you're right, it's not magical. It's not anything that you have to be a Marvel comic superhero to do. You just have to suit up every single day and take that choice or that chance, right, to do what you have to do. I love that you talked about month end. And can you tell us, for those that are thinking, because we might have some people here that are just now getting inspired to work their business. Can you talk a little bit about why, what happens at month end, and what is the meaning of month end? What does it mean to close out your goals at the end of the month?
Yeah, month end, again, let's go by the choices and the chances that we have. I mean, I shared a little bit about my story, and being broke was the thing in the past. But I was given a chance in Immunitech. I had a job. I mean, I have been very, very blessed. All my years in Canada, I always tell people I'm probably one of the lucky few that have not abused this system in a way that you can say I came here and it was just somebody feeding me. But I've been very fortunate since I came to Canada. I can honestly say that I've not been on the unemployment line or welfare, because I've been working literally from months from the time I landed. And my last job, I was there from 1987 to 1999. That is 12 years that I worked consistently with one company. Prior to that, I was doing different things. So Immunitech gave me the opportunity, and that was the chance. But what do you do with the chance that you have? That is the choice. So God has given us this two gift that I see it every day, a choice and a chance. So we have right now, today is the 21st, which gives us 10 good days. What you do this week, this day, this hour, this minute can make a huge difference. But remember, numbers, we always talk about the strength in numbers. It's not just what you can do as an entity. My executive diamond rank, I can tell you, would not have happened if I did not mobilize a team of people. A pastor from my church became, a gold consultant because of that, from a venture. Hyacinth, whom some of you know, became a diamond. Linda Bain, whom unfortunately is no longer, but became executive diamond, and names that I can mention who went diamond. So what can you do is by reaching out. And I believe this crucial time is not a time to be texting. Call. There are certain things that I can tell you when you initiate a call. There's a difference between texting somebody. I text Alberto late at night when I know, out of respect, I want to send him a message about important information that I need like tomorrow morning. That is by text. You look at the hour. But calling somebody during regular working hours, it's just the way business runs. But you also need to understand that the things that we call non-negotiables in our type of business is the fact that you can never contact anybody unless you have a list. And every single person has a list. You can never contact anybody without having a list. Well, once you have a list, you contact them. Once you have the contact and you set up a time to talk about whatever promotion we have, and this can happen in a way where you're talking to people already in the business or somebody totally new. But right now, the real big bang is the fact that, let's say you've done presentation with somebody. We always say the fortune is in the follow-up. Yesterday, we got an amazing tip from Sandy in terms of how to really ask questions. And it was a closing question, which I believe, when you start using it, it's almost impossible for you not to get results. So let's say we use Sandy's line just for this week to close this month strong. And if we truly believe that the fortune is in the follow-up, and every single person we contact, we use that line that Sandy gave us, we're going to see growth. I'm using it, and it's just going to happen.
Thank you, Foster. I love that you said that. Two things. One, we have 10 days left in this month. And two, you talked about a power day. The whole purpose of Power Week was to create this fun, energetic initiative between all of us, right? Everyone in North America. But next week is not less important. The next 10 days are just as important. as this week has been to your business. And as you come and you close out this month, think about everything that you've learned this week from Foster, from Sandy, from John Solider, from all of these great speakers, right? And how you can take all of that information to run with your goals. As you run to close out the end of the month, there's, you know, whether you're pushing for rank, you're working toward that, becoming that silver, that gold consultant. And I'll just throw a little plug in there. Everyone who's going to convention, to Immunifest, and has hit gold rank by the close of February will have early access to convention, to the celebration party. And so there's something to be excited about. Do the diamonds get invited as early access? No. Do the executive diamonds get invited as at early access? No. Do the silvers? No. Only golds are invited to early access. Why? Because that is a pivotal point in your business. And so think about, there's one goal that you can look at running toward. We have the beautiful trip to Xcaret. I've never been. So I'm going to be really jealous when all of you get to go, because it is an amazing trip. And I know that many of you on this Zoom will be there. And so think about those things. What activities are you doing this week, this next week, next month? They're going to get you those points. 32 points on average every month by the close of July is going to get you on that trip. And so those are the things, you know, take everything that Foster has shared. When you wake up tomorrow morning, remember, you have a choice and a chance. And so what you do with that day is entirely up to you. But it's not for lack of resources. It's totally not for lack of ideas. Whether it's on this Zoom or in the chat, every day, everyone is sharing. Thank you so much, Foster, for being with us. Is there anything else you wanna send us off with before we close out the call?
No, I just want to say thank you. This is an amazing opportunity. I believe this Power Week has ignited some super energy in all of us. Every single person who's in the chat is just having this immunitech buzz, and this is just an amazing initiative. So I just want to say kudos to the Home Office and the people who supported this. I'm just loving it by the minute.
Thank you so much, Foster. We absolutely love and adore you guys. We are here at your service, ready to do whatever we can as a corporate office to be here for you. Sara and Alberto, is there anything that you want to add at the end before we close this out?
Let's get out there and make things happen. Like what we've been doing all week. So thank you all for your support, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Woo! See you tomorrow. Alberto,